On this 17th of May, 2025, history reminds us that 42 years ago to the day, on May 17th, 1983, the imperialist and neo-colonialist forces orchestrated the arrest of Comrade Captain Thomas Sankara, who was then Prime Minister. In the days that followed, the militant anti-imperialist youth mobilized to say no to this betrayal. Thus, the seed of the democratic and popular revolution had just been sown. 2 weeks later, Captain Thomas Sankara would be released under popular pressure, and 3 months later, from this fertile ground nourished by the people's deep longing for freedom, the revolution would sprout. This 17th of May 2025 is therefore a symbol. The symbol of rejecting imperialist domination, neo-colonialism, and their offshoots, which are war and terrorism. It is also the symbol of our people's determination to take responsibility before history for their own destiny in order to build a free and sovereign nation. This ideal was championed by our predecessors of the democratic and popular revolution, led by Comrade Captain Thomas Sankara. Today, we are the bearers of that same torch of anti-imperialist struggle with the popular progressive revolution. On this 17th of May, we honor a duty of remembrance through the inauguration of the mausoleum dedicated to President Noel Isidore Thomas Sankara and his comrades in arms who fell for our beloved homeland, struck down by the murderous bullets of local lackeys, of imperialism and the so-called Salon Negroes who fell for the ideals of dignity, freedom, integrity, and sovereignty, fallen, yet forever alive in our hearts and in our consciences. The choice of this date is therefore not a matter of chance. The August 1983 revolution was fueled by the popular anti-imperialist demonstrations that broke out following the May 17, 1983 plot, which was intended to stem the rising tide of progressive and revolutionary forces in order to perpetuate imperialist oppression and domination over our people. Today, May 17th, international imperialism still harbors the same sinister intentions. In the face of this, we remain standing, committed to driving profound economic and social transformations for the benefit of our people, determined to establish social justice, to fight for the dignity, freedom, and sovereignty of Burkina Faso, the states of the AES Confederation, and the African peoples. Dear comrades, Ma'at, distinguished guests, this mausoleum that we are inaugurating today on the free soil of Burkina Faso, on the former site of the Entente Council, a place marked by the history of a tragedy experienced by our peoples, is not just an ordinary building. It is a place of remembrance that calls to the collective conscience of the Burkinabe, of freedom fighters, and of all people who cherish peace and social justice. The sacrifice of President Thomas Sankara and his companions. This mausoleum is also a testament to an integrity that was persecuted but remains ever alive. It is the indelible seal of a people's gratitude in struggle, the embodiment of a living memory whose resilience against the wear of time is unshakable. We are not gathered here on this 17th of May out of nostalgia, nor driven by resentment over a painful past. What unites us today as one is, rather, the renewed pledge to commit ourselves with determination to preserving our achievements and to continuing the historic patriotic work of our heroes for the complete liberation of our people from the yoke of imperialism and neocolonialism. Comrades, I would like to pay a well-deserved tribute to the families of our martyrs for their dignity, their patience, and their perseverance. You have borne the weight of history without faltering, without ever weakening, and here, in this place where our heroes rest, I would like to assure you, on behalf of the entire nation, of our deep respect. In their memory and in recognition of the ultimate sacrifice made for the dignity of our people, I have decided to name streets after each of the 12 companions who fell alongside Captain Thomas Sankara. More than just a duty of remembrance, inscribing these names into the toponymy of our capital serves as a true school, meant to teach current and future generations and to share with visitors from here and elsewhere the values of integrity, dignity, civic-mindedness, and patriotism upheld by our martyrs, values that today serve as the compass for our popular progressive revolution. Dear comrades, this mausoleum marks the beginning of a major project, the Thomas Sankara Memorial, which will be built on an area of about 14 hectares, along with many other facilities. The Thomas Sankara Memorial is designed not only as a place of remembrance, but also as a space for reflection, education, inspiration, and action. Its purpose is to keep the flame of the revolution burning and to remind the world of Captain Thomas Sankara's struggle, to break the chains of slavery and imperialist domination, and to overcome oppression. This project aims to be Pan-African and for the people, because Sankara himself was a figure of global significance. I therefore invite everyone to contribute to this memorial. I would be remiss if I did not give special mention to the women and men who have managed to keep the torch of the revolution burning high, despite storms and various adversities. Congratulations to the International Committee of the Thomas Sankara Memorial, the CIMTS. Despite the difficulties inherent in revolutionary commitment, you have remained dignified and active in perpetuating the ideals of the father of all revolutions. Through the CIMTS, I salute the determination of the former comrades who have remained faithful to the cause, the civil society organizations, and all, the patriotic Pan-Africanist activists here and elsewhere. I will not overlook the tireless and immeasurable efforts of comrades from different countries around the world who contribute every day to the victorious struggle of the Burkinabe people. I salute the coordination of the project to build the infrastructures of the Noel Isidore Thomas Sankara Memorial, the architects, engineers, workers, artists, volunteers, and the builders of our collective memory, who have contributed to making this mausoleum a place of reflection and inspiration for future generations. I extend my sincere thanks to our distinguished guests who have come from all over Africa and the rest of the world. And without being exhaustive, I would like to acknowledge the presence of the heads of government. My brother, His Excellency, Ousmane Sonko, Prime Minister of the Republic of Senegal. My brother, the Prime Minister, His Excellency, Alama Alina, Prime Minister of Chad. The members of government from friendly countries, notably the ministers heading delegations from Niger, Mali, Ghana, and all other friendly nations, the leaders of Pan-African movements, diplomatic delegations and sincere partners in the cause of the people, as well as all the friends who have come to honor the memory of the father of the revolution. Your presence here is an act of solidarity and shared pride, because Thomas Sankara does not belong only to Burkina Faso, but to all of Africa and to struggling humanity. As heirs to his struggle, we are acutely aware of the responsibility that is ours in these troubled times when the stammering of history so strangely calls for the same fight that led him to make the ultimate sacrifice for freedom and sovereignty. I remain convinced that our revolution will be worthy of President Thomas Sankara's ideals, and that together we will rise to meet the challenge of our generation. This is the only way for us to live free, and to live with dignity. Long live the memory of President Thomas Sankara and his companions. Long live a free and sovereign Burkina Faso. Long live the progressive but popular revolution. Homeland or death, we shall overcome. Homeland or death, homeland or death, homeland or death.
Faso says another side of the news in Burkina Faso.